Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Pranams to all of you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Welcome.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Welcome once again for this Srimad Bhagavatam session. So we'll start now. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Sakshurunmilatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kathamayam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Hare Krishna. Once again, thank you very much for all of you joining today's session of Srimad Bhagavatam. We will continue with Prahlad Maharaj prayers and teachings. Last week we celebrated Narasimha Jayanti. You are able to see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yes.
So last week we discussed about the story of Narasimha Dev, how it started. Can you remember some points and share?
Yes, Prabhuji. It
Yeah.
was the story of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj, and wherein we saw the Prahlad Maharaj teachings. One of the points could be a person who has accepted a temporary material body for enjoying a household life of sense gratification is certainly embarrassed by anxieties due to having fallen into the dark well where there is no water but only misery.
Yeah. It's a very deep statement by Prahlad. If one can understand the meanings, very nicely we discussed all those things in the class. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else would like to share? What else we discussed last week? So we started the story of Hiranyakashipu, how he was doing Ghor Tapasya, right? He wanted to become immortal. So he was meditating upon Lord Brahma. His aim was somehow he has to be conquer everyone and become immortal. So because of his tapasya, even the devatas, it has affected everyone because of the fire emanating from Hiranyakashipu's head. So Lord Brahma finally came, and then he asked Hiranyakashipu, "What do you want?" Hiranyakashipu said, "I want to become immortal." But Brahma said, "That's not possible." So he asked in a different way that he should not be killed by any living entity, daytime, nighttime, inside or outside, land or air, like that. So he was trying to become smart, but Brahma knows that nobody can become smarter than Krishna. Anyway, he gave the boon. So Hiranyakashipu got all the mystic powers also. And then he started conquering all the three planetary systems, harassing everyone. So he had four sons. Prahlad is the very intelligent of all the sons. And because he heard from Narada Muni about the glories of Krishna right from the womb, he became a great devotee right from his birth. So Prahlad was sent to the Asuric teachers to learn about the demons, to learn about political science and everything, but Prahlad was not interested. So when Hiranyakashipu asked what is the best thing he heard, then he gave this famous sloka, Tat sadhumanye suravarya deginam. So that Mataji gave the translation for that. That a person who is embarrassed, who is in a dark, deep well, is always in anxiety. So we discussed in detail what is this temporary material designations and what is this deep dark well. Why? That's Prahlad's hidden message we discussed in detail, right? Hmm. So today further we will discuss. So when Hiranyakashipu heard that Prahlad's statement, then he became enraged. Then he understood that the enemies have spoiled Prahlad's consciousness. So what he said now, we are going to start from this speak today. So this is a conversation actually going on between Yudhishthir Maharaj and Narada Muni. That's why you see here Narada Muni's name is here. So when Hiranyakashipu he heard, then he understood that his Prahlad intelligence is spoiled by the words of the enemy. So Hiranyakashipu, he always thought that Vishnu is his enemy. So therefore, he was expecting Prahlad Maharaj to give answer that one should be have demonic mentality and harass people. But Prahlad gave a different answer. In fact, he was saying to Hiranyakashipu that you are in a deep dark well of ignorance. Better get out of this and take shelter of Hari. So Hiranyakashipu was surprised and he was in great anger. At the same time, he laughed and he said that your consciousness has been spoiled. Hmm. Hmm. So therefore, here point is that people who are not austere, people who are not sinless, they cannot understand the about Lord Vishnu or his pure devotees teaching. It's very difficult for them to understand. So Hiranyakashipu was thinking Lord Vishnu has taken the side of the Devatas and therefore he is a partial to them. So therefore he was very much angry towards Lord Vishnu. So actually Krishna is not partial to anyone, he is equal to everyone, but the way one approaches Krishna, accordingly he reciprocates. So in the Bhagavad Gita, we know that at the end, Krishna says to Arjun that Sarvadharman Parityatya Mamekam Charanam. So he asked Arjuna to take exclusive shelter of him. But demons like Hiranyakashipu, they would never agree to this. They don't want to surrender to anyone. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself says 4 types of people do not surrender to him. Who are the 4 types of people? He says 4 types of people surrender to Krishna and 4 types of people who don't surrender to Krishna. Anyone remembers?
4 types of people surrendering to Krishna are seeking for wealth,
Hmm?
and if they are in distress,
Yes.
and then to know more about Krishna,
Yeah.
and questioning. I don't
Yes.
remember.
Who is inquisitive? Yeah.
Inquisitive.
Artho, Arthati, Jignasu. Like that. Yeah. So, and 4 types of people who don't surrender to Krishna, anyone knows?
Atheist.
So that, yes, correct. Atheist, yeah. Namam dushkrima muda prapadyante naradama mayaya aphrata jnana asuram bhavamashritaha. So, Prabhupada's, the translation is those miscreants who are grossly foolish and who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion and who take the atheistic nature of demons. So Hiranyakashipu have all these qualities. So therefore, for him to surrender to Krishna is not acceptable. So therefore, he became very angry towards his son Prahlad. So he thought that somehow his enemies, Vishnu's servants, have entered his camp and preached to Prahlad. Otherwise, how is it possible Prahlad could get such thoughts? That was his idea. So then he told Sanda and Amarka, his assistants, that take this boy away and give him complete protection. Nobody should sneak in and preach to Prahlad so that his intelligence will not be further influenced by Vaishnavas who may go there in disguise. So this is the nature of the demons. They don't like the devotees. Hmm? They are thinking that the devotees' intelligence is brainwashed. When ISKCON was started in America, Prabhupada was giving these pure teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So many of the people, they thought that we are brainwashing people, and they put case against ISKCON also, that this movement is a cult and they are brainwashing young people. So, that case, many cases were there like that. So Prabhupada used to say, actually, people don't have brain at all, first of all, and how can we wash? So they are so foolish. They can't understand what is Bhagavad Gita, what is Srimad Bhagavatam, the teachings. So we are actually giving brain to people. Hmm. They are so engrossed in materialistic life that they have lost their brain. They think that life goal is to have maximum sense gratification. So here Prahlad teaching opposite. He's saying to father, your father is the emperor of all the 3 universe, but still Prahlad is teaching that you cannot be happy in illusion. Better give it up. So in preaching also, Prabhupada mentions in the purport that sometimes if we say directly to people, they don't like the teachings of Prahlad or teachings of Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. So sometimes we have preachers has to be expert and give them indirect way to make them understand what is the essence of this Bhagavad Gita. What is the message of Bhagavad Gita? So sometimes our devotees, they are going and giving Bhagavad Gita book. You see many book distributors, they are selflessly sacrificing their time and energy. Somehow they want to educate people and give spiritual knowledge. But many people don't take it seriously at all. They think that they are disturbing them. So it is an unfortunate situation that they are in the deep dark well of ignorance and somebody is trying to help them to come out of that ignorance, but they don't want to take that opportunity. They want to remain in the deep dark well. So without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, everyone is in the deep dark world only, as Prahlad Maharaj says. So they are in illusory world, thinking distress to be happiness. So therefore, like Narada Muni, one should be an expert. A preacher should be an expert. You know how Narada Muni is an expert preacher because there is a story how he converted a hunter into a great devotee. Anyone knows this story?
Yes, Prabhu, little enough.
Valmiki.
Yeah, you can
What
tell what is it.
happened to Valmiki? He made him chant Ram Nam and Valmiki wrote Ramayana.
Yes. So Valmiki was actually a hunter. So Narada Muni went when he saw that there are many animals half killed. So he thought, then he was thinking, who is this person? Such a cruel person. He's not killing the animal also fully. He's killing off, and then he is seeing the suffering of these animals. So he wanted to save that person. And then when he told him to chant the name of Rama, he could not chant because a person who is sinful cannot chant the holy name of the Lord. To take up devotional service, one should be free from sin. So then he told that you should chant the name of Ram, but he could not able to pronounce Rama.
Mara.
Yeah. Then he said, Mara, Mara, you chant Mara. Mara means kill. So that way he was able to do. So he told him, okay, you chant Mara, Mara, Mara. So while chanting Mara, 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 ultimately he started chanting Rama, 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 Rama. And then he became a great devotee. And he wrote the Ramayana epic also. So Narada Muni is an expert. So he like that when people are not ready to chant Hare Krishna, we request everyone to chant Hare Krishna. There is no loss, but still people say that they don't find time. Then who can save them? They keep giving all excuses. They have all the time in the world for doing so many things, but to chant Hare Krishna one mala is very difficult for them. They don't have time, so busy. So how they can be delivered? So some or other, a devotee preacher should inspire everyone to chant Hare Krishna. Anyway, coming back to this story that Hiranyakashipu, he told his assistant Sanda and Amarka, take this Prahlad away and now give him proper lessons, demonic lessons, and bring him back after some time. So Sanda and Amarka, they took Prahlad and asked him, why you are talking like this against your father? Huh? So how is that you are able, we did not teach all you these things about devotional service, any of these things. How is that you are attached to worshipping Vishnu? So then Prahlad gave a very beautiful answer in the 14th sloka. Then he said that he gave an example, just like an iron attracted by a magnetic stone moves automatically towards the magnet. My consciousness, having been changed by his will, is attracted by Lord Vishnu, who carries a disc in his hand. Thus, I have no independence. So Prahlad said that if you take the iron particle near the magnet, it immediately gets attracted. Same way, my consciousness is automatically attracted towards Lord Vishnu. right? So it is not that I am helpless. I don't have any independence. So he has a natural affection for Krishna. And that is what we all should have. Try to aspire to have automatic natural attraction towards God. Because if you see in Vrindavan, everyone is attracted towards Krishna. So all living entities are actually supposed to be attracted towards Krishna. That's why the name Krishna means what? All attractive. He who attracts everyone and everything. That's the meaning of the word Krishna. One of the meaning. So actually speaking, everyone should be naturally attracted towards Krishna. But unfortunately, because of the contamination, because of the impurities, impolluted consciousness, the attraction is not there. Suppose the same iron particle is rusted, then it will not be attracted towards the magnet. Same way, the living entity's consciousness is in a rusty condition, means contaminated condition. So therefore, that natural attraction is not happening. Otherwise, everyone will be automatically attracted towards the Supreme God. Because, see, in the material world, we get attracted to somebody if we find them very, the six opulences are there. If he is very wealthy, a person becomes very attractive. If a person is very beautiful looking, then he or she is getting attracted. Then similarly, if he is having enough strength, right, are famous. So like this, and some people are renounced, they are also getting attracted. And some people are knowledgeable, wisdom. So all these six opulences are there. If someone is having any of these opulences in great amount, then he becomes automatically attracted in this world, right? But the thing is that nobody can have all these opulence in full. Only Krishna is having all the opulence in full. So why then the living entities are not attracted towards Krishna? It is because they are in a contaminated situation. So that's why if you see a pure devotee or if he gets automatically attracted towards Krishna, like here the example is given. Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, Sridham, Sudhama, Krishna's friends, the gopis, Srimati Radharani, and in Vrindavan, even the birds, cows, and calves all are attracted towards Krishna. So, like we see the flowers, even the flowers and fruits in the gardens are attracted. When Krishna comes, the tree bends and gives all the fruits to Krishna. Please take the fruits. And the river Yamuna, then the waves of river Yamuna also attracted towards Krishna. You see the land, sky, trees, and plants. Everyone is attracted towards Krishna, even the animals. So this is the natural situation of everything in Vrindavana. So if we have the heart of Vrindavan, then automatically our attraction towards also Krishna will increase day by day. And that's what we should aspire for. So actually that is the one thing which will give you complete satisfaction. If we have development, if we are developing our attraction towards Krishna, then our life will become very, very blissful, happy. We can experience the blissful bliss in our mind and consciousness the more we think about Krishna. But on the contrary, what is happening in the material world? So everyone is attracted towards Maya. Maya means that which is not, illusory happiness of this world. Attraction is there. You cannot be neutral without attraction. So there is only two options, either towards Krishna or towards Maya. Right? Maya means that things which takes your attraction away from Krishna, that is Maya. So people of this material world, one who don't have any knowledge about Krishna, what happens? They also get attracted towards temporary material things of this world. But that will give you only miseries as time goes. It may look like a nectar in the beginning, but it will give you poison at the end. All the material pleasure of this world will not give you the complete satisfaction. It's all temporary things. So that is the nature of this material world. So how to revive our attraction towards Krishna, which is natural in our heart? That is what devotional service is all about. That's Prahlad will give you the answer later. What is the process? How do we develop love towards Krishna? So Hiranyakashipu, then he asked Prahlad that why do you have a deviant view? Second time when he was brought towards Hiranyakashipu, he was again glorifying about Krishna. So Prahlad said, I am not having a deviant from it is my I am naturally I am in a natural position, but you are only a deviant actually. So he thought that Prahlad is something very abnormal, but actually Hiranyakashipu is abnormal because his mind and intelligence is polluted, isn't it? So therefore, Hiranyakashipu needs purification. Sometimes when you meet people, they try to say that you are having all these problems, but actually the problem is within their mind actually. Eh? Just like if you put a green glass and you see everything, then everything in the world looks like green. The world is not green, but you are seeing through the eyes of green glass, therefore it looks green. Same way, because our consciousness is polluted, then we think that everyone else is having polluted consciousness. So the Hiranyakashipu's case was like that. He was full of in a he's not having proper consciousness. He thought Prahlad is something abnormal. Why is he worshipping Vishnu? He should worship me. But Prahlad is not like that. So, the purport writes in the purport, the material world is temporary, purification leads to eternal reality. So, therefore, in order to get back to our natural state, what we have to do? We have to chant the holy name of the Lord. That is the cleansing process. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Mahaprabhu says that by chanting Hare Krishna, what happens? You get your natural attraction towards Krishna. Then, as the rust is removed from the iron, then the attraction starts. So that's why we are recommended in Kali Yuga that everyone should chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. So in this age of Kali, there is no other process except to chant the holy name. So that is the best process for cleansing the heart. So in Krishna consciousness, the process and the end also is the same. So why we want to chant Hare Krishna? Because we want to chant Hare Krishna more. That's why we chant Hare Krishna. So this is a simple process. We don't have to do a for cleansing process separately. The cleansing happens automatically when we chant Hare Krishna. The bhakti process we heard from the Bhagavatam, right? Shinmatam swakata punya shravana kirtana hridayantastodi abhadrani. These abhadras, all the contamination will be wiped off when we start chanting and hearing about Krishna. So when one is purified, then is attracted by Krishna and begins to serve Krishna instead of serving Maya. So this is we come to the natural position. Just like when somebody is sick, he is going to a doctor, and that moment he is not able to eat properly because the digestion system is not working properly. But after having the medicine, the disease is cured, then he started relishing the food. Same way, we are in a diseased condition now. So when we chant Hare Krishna, then the uh, disease of lust, anger, greed all these things is gone, then we come to the natural state. Now we don't even realize, people don't even realize that they are in a diseased condition. They think that being lusty or getting angry, greedy, being illusion, envy, all these things are natural for, it's okay, it's natural for everyone. But that is not natural. So, when we chant Hare Krishna, all these unwanted things will go away. Otherwise, there is no way one can get purified. And anyone who sincerely chants this Hare Krishna mantra, you can feel the difference. How this unwanted anattas goes away from our heart previously, right? So this purification happens. So that's why we need to constantly chant the holy name. Every day we have to chant the holy name, prescribed number of rounds. Srila Prabhupada said, anyone who is sincere and serious want to go back to Vaikuntha, go back home, back to God, and in this lifetime, they should chant 16 into 108 times. That is 1728 times Hare Krishna mantra every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So this mantra has to be chanted 108 times is one mala. So like that 16 into 108 times. Because that is the that holy name, when it enters to the heart, when it through the ear to the heart, then the cleansing process happens. Because we are so many lifetimes we have not chanted the holy names. So that is why we are born in this Kali Yuga now. Otherwise, why should we be in this Kali Yuga? Because in our previous lives, we have not purified, we have not sufficiently advanced in spiritual life. That's why Krishna has given one more chance for us. We have taken again a human birth. Right. So we have to understand that we have to utilize this opportunity. And that's why we should not give excuse that I don't have time to chant Hare Krishna. Because if you keep giving excuse that I don't have time to chant Hare Krishna, that means we are prolonging our stay in this Kali Yuga. It is horrible to stay in Kali Yuga, isn't it? You see what things are happening around the world. Everywhere there is anxiety. People are not, peaceful. So many things are happening around the world which are not a good news. So therefore, we should utilize every moment in a positive way by engaging ourselves in Krishna's service. So when when the Sanda and Amarka, they heard that Prahlad, what he is saying, they became very, again, angry towards Prahlad. They said, bring the stick. They want to teach Prahlad a lesson because they try to advise Prahlad in a very humble way. There is 4 types of, convincing people: Sama, Dhamma, Veda, and Dhanda. Shama, Dhana, Veda, and Danda. So in this way, they try to teach Prahlad to change his consciousness, but he is fixed, right? So finally, they thought that he must be punished with a stick. Heavy punishment should be given. That is the last stage. First is somehow try to persuade, and then try to give some gift, and then the third way is somehow either argument or he tried to defeat, but Prahlad was unshakable. He's fixed in the devotional service to Krishna. So therefore, they were not able to change Prahlad. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, the members of Hare Krishna movement are in a position similar to that of Prahlad Maharaj. Because we are chanting Hare Krishna Prabhupada says 99% of the people are godless demons. Therefore, our preaching of Krishna consciousness following the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj is always hampered by many impediments. So as I said earlier, that when this movement was started in 1966 in America, that people started harassing the devotees for no reason, because the devotees are chanting Hare Krishna and they are asking people to chant Hare Krishna. That is the only fault they found. So here, they are initially all the American boys and girls, they sacrifice their life for Krishna. And because of that, they find fault in them and they try to give false accusation and put case on them, court case. So in that way, they try to stop the spreading of this movement. But all the cases were defeated. Finally, Krishna consciousness was recognized as a bona fide movement. In India also, when Prabhupada came to establish Krishna consciousness, he has to face a lot of opposition. There are some Brahmanas, they did not accept the American boys and girls. They are wearing dhoti, vesti, putting tilaka. They thought, how can they become a Brahmana? Because Prabhupada, on the authority of Bhagavad Gita, anyone who qualifies, they develop the good qualities. Samodama, tapas, shaucham, shanti, rajam, evacha. Prabhupada giving Brahminical initiation also to all the foreigners. So these caste Brahmanas, they were accusing that Prabhupada is actually ruining Hindu religion. But actually, they do not know what is Hindu religion only. Because one cannot be a Brahmana just by birth. One has to qualify oneself to get a Brahminical qualification. So the fact is that no one becomes a Brahmana just because he take birth in a Brahmana family. Because his character, his knowledge and devotion, conduct is not correct, then he cannot be called as a Brahmana. Just like a doctor's son cannot become a doctor automatically, he has to qualify himself, right? A lawyer or engineer, whatever it may be. Same way, Prabhupada argued that it doesn't matter which family you take birth. If you have Brahminical qualification, then he initiated them as a Brahmanas. Because Brahmanas are required to do the deity worship in the temple. And nobody was taking seriously in India when Prabhupada was preaching. So that's why he went to America and he translated and gave this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. They took it very serious. That's why they put all kinds of oppression against Krishna conscious devotees. Even now in India also, devotees are facing harassment. So what is why we are harassed? Simply we are asking people to chant Hare Krishna and become a devotee of Krishna. There will be always some opposition will be there. Even if you want to something good to other people, there are people always who will find fault with us. They are against with the devotees. And that is so, it is the same case. It is not only previously. Now also this is happening because the demonic people are more compared to the devotees. So whatever they say, it becomes truth. Whatever devotee says, they don't take it. Just like Prahlad says the truth, but the demons like Hiranyakashipu and his associates, they think that Prahlad is talking nonsense. And they try to convince Prahlad to become an atheist. So this point we need to understand that anyone can become Krishna conscious devotee. It doesn't matter from which background you are coming. If you are serious about to know about the science of Krishna, anyone can become a qualified person, spiritually realized person. It is open to everyone. So this is a main problem because it all started when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by the Brahmana by the Shringi. Shringi, he cursed Parikshit Maharaj because for an insignificant offense he made. From that time, this Brahminical, they became very puffed up because they think that to be a Brahmana means something of high qualified. They thought everyone else inferior to them. They thought that the Kshatriyas, Parikshit Maharaj is inferior to his, so that's why he cursed. So from that time, these caste issues have started come in the Kali Yuga. So some caste Brahmanas, they claimed superiority over other people, and therefore there is a big issue in Kali Yuga. Now that's why the Brahmanas are not respected. Everywhere Shudras are there, and there is no one to educate people. Hardly any people. Even people born in a Brahmana family, they don't have any Brahminical qualification at all. They don't know what is Bhagavad Gita, they don't know what is Bhagavatam, then how they call themselves as a Brahmana? If you don't have any spiritual knowledge, Brahmana means what? You should know the spiritual knowledge, you should have spiritual knowledge. But there is no training. All the training what we get is for how to become a Shudra. Shudra means work for others. A Brahmana, he will not work for anyone, he will only do service for Krishna. But in Kali Yuga, everyone is forced to take up Shudra work. Shudra work means factory work. Go to factory, earn money, have sense gratification. That's all. That is Kali Yuga, Brahmanas. So this system need to be changed. We need to have genuine Brahmanas who have genuine spiritual knowledge, who can preach to people. Because Brahmanas' profession is what? Teaching, giving spiritual knowledge to the mass of people. That is their profession. And because that profession does not give enough money in today's society, nobody wants to take that profession. Right? So that is a Kali Yuga situation now. So Prabhupada, somehow or other, he convinced people to take up Krishna consciousness, and those people, they sacrificed their life, young brahmacharis. They gave up all the comforts of life. They surrendered to Prabhupada, they surrendered to Krishna. They gave up all the comforts of American life, came to India, stayed in Vrindavan, Mayapur, built this temple. All that they did sacrifice, but ultimately everyone started accusing them. Even the government, they said that these people are American spies, you know. So like that they accused. So that is the situation. That in Kali Yuga, devotees are harassed. Like here we see Prahlad Maharaj is getting harassed. Devotees are getting harassed. Anyway, but Prabhupada writes the members of Hare Krishna movement, they should not get dejected. They should continue to preach. This movement should go. People are in ignorance. Nobody can save the people. Only the devotees know the process how to save the people from the horrible age of Kali Yuga. So devotees, Prabhupada says they should not, be taken back. They should they should be together, push this Krishna conscious movement. Somehow or other, give this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to everyone. Knowledge of Bhagavatam. That is what is required. We should have the spirit of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was fearless. Although his father was a demon, he was fearless. He spoke the truth on his face. So we have to tell the people whether they like it or not. If you are doing sin, they have to tell them you are doing a sin. You have to stop, otherwise you will suffer. And chant the holy name. So the devotee should be determined to spread Krishna consciousness, overcome all opposition, and please Lord Krishna. And there is, the story in the Russian, that time there was a Soviet Union was there. So there it was banned to preach any religious things there. So Prabhupada went to Russia. He somehow or other inspired one devotee there. And because of that one person, it has spread. So many people became devotees there. And that time they were the KGB, these police. They arrested many Russian devotees. They mistreated them. They put in the isolated cells. They even gave drugs to these devotees to make them mad. They harassed like anything. In spite of all these things, the devotees, they were so determined. They were chanting Hare Krishna. You know that mala, japa mala, how they made it? The bread, they used to give the bread there. With that bread, they used to make like a small bead. And with that, they used to chant Hare Krishna. There is a book called, it's a very nice book, Salted Bread. If you get this book, you should read how the devotees underwent so much difficulties. Some of the devotees even lost their lives because they were persecuting them that you should not, follow this religious process. But devotees were determined. So like these stories are there. So even when you become a devotee of Krishna, don't think that there will not be any problem. There will be always demons will harass for no reasons. And we should tolerate. This is what Prahlad is teaching to all of us. Prahlad Maharaj never gave up. He could have told Hiranyakashipu, yes, my dear father, you are the supreme. And he could have lived very happily. But he did not do that. He said the truth that you are not supreme. You should surrender to Krishna. So this is very astonishing. This is the mood of a devotee. So Sanda and Amarka, they were trying to teach him in many things. But Prahlad was not at all interested in it. He was already fixed in Krishna consciousness because he had heard sufficiently from Narada Muni. So nobody can change his consciousness. He was so fixed. Anyway, after some time, they brought Prahlad again to Hiranyakashipu, thinking that Prahlad this time will give correct answer. So Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu was very happy, just like an affectionate father. And he asked the same question. You have learned so many things. Please tell, what is the best thing you have learned from your teachers? Please repeat to me whatever you think is the best of that knowledge. And then Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad, he gave this famous sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a very famous sloka. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Shakyam Atmanivedanam Iti Pumsarpito Vishnu Bhaktische Navalakshana Kriyate Bhagavati Yadha Tanmanye Aditam Uttamam. So this is the best knowledge, she is saying. One who's dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. So Prahlad is giving his verdict that who is a learned person? Not an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer. Those professions are for making money only, that's all. But real knowledge is what? This learned person is one who has this knowledge of engaging in Krishna's service by 9 different process, 9 different devotional service. Anyone who knows these 9 devotional service is the most intelligent person, he's saying. This is called pure definition of pure devotional service. What is pure bhakti? Bhakti yoga, he says, one should engage in this 9 process, Navavidha Bhakti. So the first process is hearing, sharing. So just like we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, just by hearing, this is one of the 9 process, and that is the first step. Because unless we sufficiently hear, we cannot develop our faith and conviction. And who is the example, the best for this process is, anyone remember?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Yeah, Parikshit Maharaj is the best example. He heard it from Sukadeva Goswami. So next is Kirtanam. So Sukadeva Goswami is the best example because he was reciting, right? And remembering, who is the best example? Sorry?
No.
Who perfected by remembering? Prahlad himself, he is the best example for remembering. So, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and most important thing is remembering. Not that we hear and we chant and we forget. We should not forget whatever we hear. And in Kali Yuga, our memory is very, very short. We tend to hear so many things, but very few things stay in our memory. So therefore, we have to repeatedly hear the important subject matter. So therefore, we have to continuously chant and hear about Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. We have to read again and again and hear again and again. Then only it will stay in our memory. Otherwise, we will forget. And Pada Sevaram, who is the best example?
Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi.
Yeah. Yes, Mahalakshmi. She is always serving the lotus feet of Krishna. Then Archanam, who is the best example?
Prithu Maharaj.
Yes, Prithu Maharaj. And prayers, Vandanam,
Akrura.
Akrura. And servitude, Dasyam.
Same as Hanuman.
Correct. And friendship is Arjuna.
Arjuna.
The last one, Atma Nivedanam, is
Gopis.
and Bali Maharaj.
Manga
Bali
Maharaj.
Maharaj, yeah, he surrendered everything to Krishna. So one should at least engage in any of these 9 processes is fine, but we should surrender to Krishna, do pure devotional service by engaging in any of these 9 processes. And it says, when practice with faith and devotion, then we get pure devotional service. And that will take us back to Godhead. So therefore, it is very, very essential. So this is the famous prayer Prahlad is saying. He's saying to whom? Hiranyakashipu. So you can imagine what Hiranyakashipu will be thinking. So, so Prahlad Maharaj, he gives this. This is the 9th thing process, is the best of all the teachings. So we may hear, we may study so many things. We can be a graduate, postgraduate, do PhD, everything. But the best of all this learning is that we should know. Without that, all these learnings will be a big zero only. Because the material knowledge, what we are gaining in this material world is only fit for getting some artha, getting some fulfill our material desire, that's all. But that is not properly utilized for Krishna service, then that becomes a bondage in this material world. So ultimately, one should learn how to practice this devotional service by engaging in 9 different ways. So this is the most important thing as human being we should learn. Otherwise, everything else Prahlad considered everything is useless. Useless in the sense that without Krishna, everything is useless. But with Krishna, if your material education also can be useful for Krishna. So then becomes just like 1 added with all the zeros. It has got value. Otherwise, all are zero only. So one can have a profession, anything, doctor, engineer, lawyer, whatever but if you become a devotee of Krishna, everything becomes meaningful. Otherwise, everything is useless. Unfortunately, in today's modern society, most of the parents, they focus on children and the children career only on this material part. They don't know. They don't teach. First of all, they don't know. And even if they don't know, no, they don't teach. And if then they teach children, they don't take up. So there's a big problem. So therefore, this knowledge is why? Because it is not been taught from the young age. The famous sloka later Prahlad will say, Kaumarat Acharit Prajna. One should start devotional service from the tender age of 5. Otherwise, later it's very difficult. Right? Why we are sending? One time one reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, why all your followers are young people? Then Prabhupada asked, why in this college, university, only young people are there? Because that is the age one should learn, right? So therefore, devotional service is a science. So that has to be taught when people are young. Otherwise, once they become later on, it's difficult for them to learn all these things because their mind is set and they are attached to the worldly things. For them, if they think that devotional service is useless, what is the use of doing all these things? Am I going to get some money? Am I going to become famous by doing devotional service? If there is not going to happen, why should I waste my time? Hmm? So let me invest my time to earn money to become famous in this world. Hmm? That becomes their goal in life. And therefore, Prahlad Bharat says that one should be taught right from the tender age of 5 about the importance of devotional service. Hmm? So in the purport, Prabhupada mentioned that bhakti pareshanubhava viraktir anyatra. When anyone does pure devotional service, the three things should happen. What should happen? Bhakti should flourish. Pareshanubhava means realization of the Supreme Lord, and virakti anyatra cha, detachment from everything else, which is not connected to Krishna. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj is preaching that a pure devotee is interested only in devotional service. His only goal is to please Krishna. And therefore, one should take devotional service seriously. Every day, we should allot time and do this systematic process of hearing, chanting, and remembering Chanam. Engage in 9 process. So there are many opportunities are available. Only thing is we should understand why is it important in my life. Spiritual life, why I should take seriously. If we understand the importance of it, then we will find time. We will not give excuse. I don't have time to chant. I don't have time to hear. Right? If a student is saying, I don't have time to study, his father and mother will not leave. No? Some or other, they will give coaching and make them, because they know that if the child is not taught, then he will suffer in the later stage. Same way, every father and mother should be concerned about the children, that if they don't learn what is pure devotional service, they will suffer. Not only this life, life after life, they have to suffer. Therefore, we should take the teachings of Prahlad very seriously, and that is what is essential for all of us. Okay. So time up now. Today we'll continue in the next class further on this Prahlad teachings. Or more wonderful slokas, teachings are there. This one story of Prahlad Maharaj itself is sufficient for us. If we understand properly, then we can perfect our life. Because everything, Prahlad Maharaj covers everything in this whole episode. So many nice instructions are there. Okay. Thank you very much for attending today's session. Anyone would like to share something, comment, or ask some questions?
Prabhuji,
Yeah,
can I ask you one question?
sure, go ahead.
Actually, you were saying Narada Maharshi was asking Valmiki to chant the name of Rama, but I read that Saptarishis, when they were going to that side,
Mhm,
they were to be attacked by Valmiki.
mhm,
That time he was Ratnagaran, right now. And
mhm,
then they said whether your sins will be shared by your family.
mhm,
What she was asking,
mhm,
and they were asking him.
mhm,
So there definitely he said, then you better go and ask your family people
mhm,
whether you are going to take the share of my sin. So they said when he went to ask their family, his family, they said, no, we are not going to take the share of it. It's your sin, and you are only going to face it.
Correct.
So then after that, he came back. He came back and said, no, they said they are not going to take the share of sin. Then they advised him to take the name of Rama. It's like Mara, Mara, like that. Then it became Ram, Ram, Ram.
Okay. So only the
So this is what I heard. I read it from Ramayana, but I am not saying Nardumuni must have already told him, but I just wanted to clear it.
Yeah, that could be a different version. But the most important thing is what in this whole episode, the most important thing is who told him. That's not the most important. It could be Saptarishis or Narada, fine. But the important thing is that
Yeah,
that
very
he
fine. Yeah.
chanted the name of Rama and got purified. That is the message we need to take it. So yeah, sometimes the stories can
Yeah.
be sent in different versions. It can happen in different because the Chaturyuga keeps on going, in different ages, different types, different people can do that one. So possibility is there. But the most
Okay,
important
okay.
thing is that the most important we should the essence of the story is what
The
that
message. The
one should
message.
one should
Okay.
chant the holy name of the Lord, and that is what purify ones. So we can see the potency of the holy name through this story. So that is what the most important thing we should take. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank
Anyone
you.
else?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So please chant all of you as many rounds as you can. Huh? That is our real wealth in our life. All other things are all temporary of this material world. If you want real wealth in your life, the holy name is the real wealth. Okay. So chant as many rounds as you can when you have time. When you have to make time also for that one. So fix a time in every day. Keep chanting the holy name. You should chant at least minimum 2 rounds in the morning and minimum 2 rounds in the evening. At least 4 rounds all of you should chant and see the difference. The more you chant, the more you feel automatically happy, blissful. Okay, there is no expense for this. All you have to give is your time, and that time is for your own benefit only. The time you invest for chanting the holy name will never go in vain. Okay, and try to read and help others also to understand this message. This is very, very important because people are suffering. We think that we can overcome our problem. We don't trust your people, put your trust in your politicians. We think that one person goes, another person comes, our life will change. It will never change. We have seen it. Nobody can solve because they themselves are in deep dark well. How can they rescue people? They don't have any spiritual knowledge. So one leader goes, another leader comes, doesn't make any difference. The condition of the people remains same only. So people waste time talking about politics, sports, and all these things, but it's not going to have any use for you. Instead, we utilize our time in chanting and reading, hearing, and Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. We should hear all these things. We should know the slokas, important slokas by heart. We should be able to recollect, and we should teach like Prahlad. And that is what changes the life of people, and that's what will bring happiness to you. So this is the message of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad is saying to Hiranyakashipu, don't think that the life what you are living will give you happiness. You are in more anxiety than anyone else. Better you chant the name of Hari, take shelter of Hari. And that's the message we should take. So in our life, whatever we are, whatever situation we are, the solution to all our problems is Krishna consciousness. Solution to all our problem, full stop for all our problems in our life is to chant the holy name of the Lord. That will protect us. And that is what's most important thing. And that's what we are discussing every class. To increase our faith, to increase our conviction, to chant the holy name and do devotion to Supreme Lord Hari. Okay. Thank you very much once again for joining today's session. We will continue next week, same time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatham ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.